Alrighty folks, good afternoon once more. We're talking about dividing mixed numbers, and if you watched the previous video on dividing fractions, this is going to look almost identical. When we divide mixed numbers, we're talking about just adding one extra step. We're going to add the step of converting any kind of mixed number or whole number into an improper fraction so that we can carry out the rest of the process. You'll notice some things. You see KFC here. You've seen that before. You've seen a lot of these other steps, simplifying or multiplying. These are things that should be pretty familiar to you already. So real quick, you might want to pause. You might want to write down the notes. You're going to see some things, like I said, that are familiar. Shouldn't take too long to write the stuff down. I'll give you a second to pause that. Very good. All right. So the steps look very, very familiar, folks. Converting, KFC, multiplying, simplifying. I won't waste your time. Let's go over some examples. You know me, I'm going to explain it anyway. So let's take a look at two examples. 8 divided by 1 1/2. 3 1/3 divided by 2 2/9. If you want an added challenge, I recommend that you pause it now. Try to solve it on your own, and then come back, unpause it, and see if your solving method works. Hopefully you're following the steps here. These are the steps that were on the previous board, and we'll use them now. Taking a look at 8 divided by 1 1/2. And I'm going to use a red marker to show my work here. I see that I have a whole number, and I also have a mixed number. And I want to turn both of those into improper fractions. And what we say for whole numbers is that I can just place a 1 underneath that whole number, make it into what looks like a fraction, and that is improper, and that's okay to do. So we're going to call this 8 over 1, and that's a good conversion right there. 1 1/2. I'm going to multiply my whole number times my denominator. 1 times 2 is 2, plus the 1 in the numerator. That's going to be 3, and call this 3 over 2. So my math problem now looks a little different, but it's still equivalent. I want to go to KFC, so I want to make sure I do my keep it, flip it, change it. So I'm going to keep the first fraction the same. I want to flip the second fraction, make it into its reciprocal, and I want to change division to multiplication. I have a bit more of a manageable problem now. 8 times 2 is going to be 16. 1 times 3 is 3. I can't leave it like that. I'm not allowed to leave it as such. I've got to convert that. So if I convert, I'm going to use division, denominator divisor, numerator goes in the dividend spot, and I'm just going to do this. My answer is going to be 5 and 1/3. 5 and 1/3. Nothing to simplify, pretty cut and dry, pretty short and sweet and to the point. The steps are listed there pretty well for you. I'm going to solve this one without talking about any of the steps. Hopefully you can follow along with me. I'll give you the play-by-play after the fact. Let's take a look at this one. Let me give you the play-by-play. We converted to improper fractions. 3 times 3 is, plus 1 is, put it over 3, 10 over 3. 3 times 3 is 9, 9 plus 1 is 10. 2 times 9 is 18, plus 2 is 20, 20 over 9. I'm going to go to KFC now. Keep it. Flip it. Making it reciprocal. Change it. Here's my answer. When I multiplied 90 over 60, that is very improper, but it's also very simplifiable. I don't know if that's a real word or not. But I know they're both divisible by 10 because they both end in 0. So I did that just so you can see it. And here come the announcements, so we're going to get really quick here. 9 over 6, you're going to divide both by 3 and get 3 over 2. I hope that's not too loud. I'm going to talk even louder. The answer is 1 1/2 because I don't want to talk over this announcement anymore. So I'm going to cut it short now and say, good luck. I'll see you later. Come to class with questions. We'll do some classwork in class. Don't worry. You'll know this. Have a good day.